Good morning. Welcome to the Mix and Bowl Homestead. Today we're going to be water bath canning some peaches. Begin washing and peeling these peaches, I need to make sure that I have everything that I need for the process. I don't want to be running at last minute looking for a lid, looking for a funnel, looking for sugar, looking for anything that I'm going to need. So the best thing for me is to prepare. I already have my jars already washed, and they are simmering here at low heat in the water bath canner. Now this is not a regular water bath canner. This is just a cup that I use when I'm making like large amounts of soup that I'm going to can, or any type of large meals. However, it works well and has a nice lid, and I do have the ability to put in a rack at the bottom. This is about 10 pounds of peaches. They are pretty big in size, so I ordered 10 pounds from my local farmer. And so we are going to make a light syrup using just regular granulated white sugar and water. So for this amount of peaches, I think about 10 cups of water and 4 cups of sugar should be enough. At this point, I'm waiting for the water to become hot enough to dissolve the sugar. And at that point, I will add my 4 cups of sugar. Okay, so I have added my sugar, 4 cups of sugar to 10 cups of water. And I'm going to keep it at low until the sugar dissolves. And even while I am getting my peaches ready, I'm still going to keep it at low to make sure that this light syrup stays nice and hot for the jarring process. You're also going to need some containers, some lemon juice, and some ice water. And that is for the next step. The lemon juice, we're going to add it to these containers. And after we wash the peaches, we're going to place them here face down, or the cut side down, into this lemon juice to prevent oxidation. The ice water we're going to use after we blanch them for a few minutes. You also want to inspect your peaches to make sure that they are just perfect for the canning process. You don't want something overripe or something that is rotten into your jars. This one, for example, it's a little bit soft, but for the majority, it's pretty firm. This one, on the other hand, is too soft, too mushy. So I don't want to add this to my jars. I want them to be as firm as possible when I'm adding them into my jar. So I will remove any peaches that I see that do not fit the standard, or my standard. My peaches are now clean and ready for the next step. So all I'm going to do is just cut them in the middle and give it a light twist and place the cut size down on the juice, and continue to do that for all of the peaches. Cut halfway down, twist, face size down on the juice, remove the pit, and complete the same process for all of the peaches. The peaches are ready for the next step. I've already cut them in half, remove the pit or the seed, and place them in the lemon juice to stop the oxidation process. We're now going to begin the blanching process. To blanch the peaches, we're just going to insert them into the water for about 30 seconds. This is hot boiling water. So you're just going to introduce them into the hot boiling water for about 30 seconds. This is the easiest way to remove the skin of the peaches. After you have them there, you want to go ahead and remove them from the water. And place them right into an ice water bath. And that is going to stop the cooking process. Now we're not cooking them, we're just blanching them. We're going to repeat the same process for all of the peaches. I'm removing the skin of the peaches, and after blanching them, it becomes very easy to remove. Now some people like to water bath can or preserve their peaches cut halfway. Some others like to cut them in quarters. It depends on you, how you plan on using your peaches. But I find that it is easier for me to use it in different recipes if I keep them in half. And the skin just comes right off after that blanching process. It's very easy. I know it seems a little bit daunting, but we're laborers, but it's really not. It's actually an enjoyable process. Now, as you can see, this peach has a little bit of blemish. I'm going to remove that. Although there's nothing wrong with that, I don't want that inside of my preserving jar. And if you find that it's hard to remove the skin on some of the peaches, you can also use a small knife to help you remove the skin. And that is absolutely okay. So continue on the process until you have peeled all of your peaches. Okay, so I have a nice little assembly line going, and I'm gonna start the water bath canning process. Now I also have this towel there because once I finish processing all of my jars, I'm gonna place them on top of this towel because this countertop, it's very cold, and I don't want to place hot jars on top of a cold countertop. They will crack. So I have this towel folded in half and placed there to prevent cracking. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna start by removing the jars. Remember, they're hot, so you have to use this tool. I'm going to place my peaches. You can place them in whichever way. I'm using pine jars, and I'll have 3 fit perfectly fine in there. I'm going to add my light syrup. Use my debubbler to make sure there are no bubbles in there. Adjust your water level. Use a napkin. Clean the top of your rim. And while you're doing that, you can also feel to make sure that your jar has no cracks in them. Place a lid. And screw the top. Put it back into the canner. Repeat the process. Drain the water. Fill your jar. I'm using 3 peaches. These are pint-sized jars. I'm going to add my light syrup. Here's my debubbler to make sure there are no bubbles in there. Adjust the water if necessary. Grab your napkin, moisten it with vinegar water or vinegar. Clean the top of your rim. Place your lid and attach your band. Finger tight back into the canner. And you're going to repeat that until you've completed the process. As you can see, this water is beginning to boil, but it's not at a rolling boil yet. So I cannot start my timer yet. I have to wait until the water gets to a rolling boil before I can start my timer. For pint-sized jar, the National Center for Home Food Preservation indicates that peaches in a pint jar, raw pack, need to be water bath can for 25 minutes for my altitude. I will place the link for the National Center for Home Food Preservation below so that you can find your altitude and how long you have to can your peaches. You can see this canner has reached the desired boiling point, so I'm going to set out my timer for 25 minutes. Okay, my second canner has also started the boiling process. Now it has been 25 minutes and my timer for the smaller canner has gone off. So I'm going to turn off the stove for this canner, and I'm not going to remove the lid just yet. I'm going to wait for the water settles down a bit. I will uncover it. And as you can see, the water is still boiling. Now the water has settled down, and as you can see in the background, I already removed the 6 jars from the smaller canner. I'm going to go ahead and take these ones out using my jar lifter, and I'm going to use a old rag at the bottom to securely transfer them to my towel. Don't worry about the water on the top. The heat on those jars is enough to evaporate that water, so you don't have to tilt the jars at all. Now I'm going to cover my jars and allow them to stay there covered until tomorrow. Okay, the jars are completely cool now. I'm going to remove the band. Before these jars can be stored away, they need to be cleaned because they tend to get a little sticky. Sometimes some of the liquid or some of this light syrup will come out. They can siphon up a little bit and it comes out of the jar, but that is okay. So long as they are fully sealed, they're fine. So we have to clean all of our jars first. And there you have it. We ended up with 13 pint-sized jars of canned peaches. Thank you for staying with us and watching our videos.